joining us live at the Quadricentennial Pavilion at the University of Santo Tomas. And we have one question left for our candidates, which will serve as their closing statement in this CNN Philippines Vice Presidential Debate. I'm Rico Hizon.
And I'm Ruth Cabal, and here is our final question, which will serve as your closing statement. The Constitution states that in case of death, permanent disability, or resignation of the President of the Philippines, the Vice Presidential Act as Chief Executive. Question. Candidates, are you ready to assume the presidency should an emergency happen? And what would that leadership look like? We start the question with Senator Soto kasi kanina nung intro we started with Congressman Bello. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I have built consensus with 23 republics as president of the Senate for almost 4 years. We believe in our competence, experience, and I think we will be guided well. Not only by the good Lord, but of course, the experience that they've built within 30 years. Meron po kaming qualities na pinag-uusapan ni Senator Lacson na dala-dala namin dito sa eleksyon na ito. Tatlong K: katapatan, kakayahan, katapangan. With this, I believe we will lead by example. Thank you.
Carlos Serapio, it's your turn.
By God's grace, I submit that I will be ready to assume the presidency should the occasion arise. I have thought a lot about presenting myself as a candidate in this coming election. I discerned, I reflected, I prayed, and I came to the conclusion that the 50 years of experience that I had been blessed to be part of the advocacy work of the just ordering of society will serve me in good stead. Should, again, I will be called to perform the duties of president. One can only do so with strength and courage if he depends on the source of all power. And that to me is the spirit of reason and the source of all reason, the source of all life, and that is God. So again, with the blessing of God, I think I am ready, willing, and able to be president of this country.
Senator Kiko Pangilinan.
Nung tinanggap ko yung hiling ng ating Vice President na si Lenny na maging Vice Presidential candidate niya, ako ay napaluha at nakita ng ating mga kababayan. Ang isang dahilan ay dahil nakita ko ang mabigat na tungkulin ng isang magiging Vice President at mabigat na mga problema ng ating bansa. Tinanggap ko yun dahil alam ko kung mahirap ang aming dadaanang kampanya, mas mahirap ang naging dinadaanan ng marami nating mga kabayan, namatayan, walang trabaho, ginugutom. Sa pagkakataong yun, titiyakin natin, uunahin natin yung mga nasa laylayan, yung mga mahihirap nating mga kababayan. Bata pa lang akong abogado, ako na ay nagbibigay ng libreng serbisyong legal sa ating mga kababayan. Biko nga, isang bilaong biko ang bayad sa akin ng mga manggagawa. Hanggang sa ngayon, mga magsasaka at mangingisda ang ating ipinaglalaban dahil sila ang kapos. Hindi makatarungan na kung sino pa ang nagpapakain sa atin, sila ang gutom. Hindi katanggap-tanggap na ang isang tatangmeg na nakilala ko, 87 years old, nagsasaka pa, bawang pa sa utang. That is an injustice that is not acceptable, and that's the kind of leadership that they can rely on us and Vice President Lenny Robredo. Uunahin yung mga kapos. Maraming salamat.
Dr. Willie Ong, handa po ba kayong humalili bilang presidente, and what would that leadership look like?
Salamat, Ruth. Ako po ay isang doktor, internist, and cardiologist. Mahirap po maging cardiologist eh. Kami ang tumitingin sa code blue. Pag may namatay, pag may nagloko yung puso ng pasyente, we have to decide in 10 seconds, ito ba ang gamot? Ito, isang pagkakamali ko, pwede siyang mabuhay o mamatay. Yun stressful, pero sanay ako sa ganon. Dito sa gobyerno, marami kang advisor, pwede ka pa maghintay ng 1 linggo bago mag-decide. So tuloy-tuloy yung polisiya na plano ng aming program ni Mayor Isko. Meron kaming bilis kilos, 10-point program. Madalas for the past 4 months, ito po yung ginagawa namin. So, tutuloy lang po natin to. Ako po ay isang doktor, 27 years, libre ang serbisyo sa ating kababayan. Alam niyo, wala akong kaaway dito eh. Pwede naman tumakbo sa politika, walang kaaway. At sabihin ko na lang po, wala po akong campaign funds. Hindi ako tumatanggap sa kahit sinong negosyante. Eh kung tsatsamba tayo maging presidente, di makaka-decide ako ng napakaganda. Kung ano yung mga decision nyo sa West Philippine Sea, sa mining, yun ang magiging decision ko. Kasi walang humahawak sa akin. Kaya ko tumakbo, Facebook lang, at sa tulong at pagmamahal ninyo. Dito ako magsaserve kung saan nyo po kayo ilalagay. Maraming salamat po. Mahal na mahal ko po kayo. God bless po sa ating lahat.
Next, we have Mr. Manny Lopez.
Ako lang po ang kandidato para vice-presidente na walang ka-official tandem na presidente. But I will fully commit to support the best, most qualified, and committed presidential candidate who will serve the interest and welfare of our people. I was tasked by the Labour Party leadership to seek the vice presidency in our collective effort to help rebuild the economy, address this unprecedented crisis, come up with proper solutions that will effect real change and reform,
Ayan, kumain na kayo.
build a strong, just, and a progressive nation to help make lives better for our long-suffering people. Ako po, bilang isang ekonomista at management professional, we came up with a 10-point socio-economic development and political reform agenda to help uplift the lives of our people. And bilang vice presidential candidate ng Labour Party, ako po ay handa na maglingkod sa ating sambayanan upang maitawid natin itong ating mga suliranin na haharapin sa mga darating na panahon. Salamat po.
Rizalito David, are you ready to assume the presidency should an emergency happen, and what would that leadership look like?
We are destined to greatness. Yan po ang pangarap ng Diyos para sa atin, subalit hindi nangyayari dahil may mga tao na pinipigilan na mangyari ang mga bagay na yan. Ako po ay pinanganak sa Tondo, doon lumaki, nag-aral sa pamantasan ng Pilipinas sa Los Baños. Nagtrabaho po ako na matagal sa Senado. Kasabayan ko pa nga po itong dalawa sa ating mga senador. Ang diferensya, hindi ako senador, sila senador, ako staff, pero mas marami kaming ginagawa. Yung preparasyon ko po ay narariyan. Hinihintay lang po ang pagkakataon. Kung yan po ay babagsak sa akin, tatanggapin ko po ng buong lugod at isasagawa ang mga bagay na dapat gawin para sa ating bayan. Katulad ng aking nasabi, we are destined to greatness. And we only need leaders to do this for us. Well, together with the people and share this vision. Kailangan natin ng malinaw na direksyon. At ano ba ang vision ng leader na yon? Malinaw na po sa akin yan. Naisulat ko na po yan doon sa aking tinatawag na rebuild. At ipinakita ko pa nga po kanina doon sa mga staff ng CNN kung ano itong sinulat ko na ito. Ako po'y nakahanda para sa ganyang pagkakataon. Marami pong salamat.
Walden Bello.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much to CNN for this opportunity. I
Yes, I'll be ready to assume, but I really wanted to air some of my problems. You know, Sara Duterte is not here. They were watching us, fighting one another, and she was not here to reveal her program because she has no program for the people. All she has is this mandatory military bill that would add 2 more years sa ating mga kababayan. 18-year-olds, they're trying to get out. No? I mean, we need Sara Duterte and Marcos to come and reveal themselves to the people. No? And that is why I don't like dumping on Senator Soto or Senator Pangilinan. No? I mean, really, I think the main problem that we face is the Marcos Duterte tandem. No? And I think that they just spat on the face of the Filipino people, telling them, you're not worth my giving you our programs because they have fucking no programs. Okay. So let me just end with that. If I don't care what a number of people say, but only about the absence of these two idiots in this event.
Candidates, we would like to thank you for your very generous time and for revealing to the Filipino people, sa buong sambayanan, ang inyong plataforma at programa kung kayo ang magiging vice-presidente ng Pilipinas. And after any debate, people often ask, who won? Who stood out? And who is the most qualified? So tell us what you think by the CNN Philippines digital platforms.
At marami na nga tayong reactions ngayon sa Twitter and Facebook. So to our audience, keep them coming. We want to hear from you. Alam mo, Rico, kasi yung mga ganitong debate,